Hello. Welcome back. Welcome back to Lucid Trading. I still have my mask on. Good morning, good afternoon, good day, good Friday. Welcome back. We are one day away from the weekend, and markets are still green. Seems like they're gonna be green every single day. The 10-year yield is falling about 2.6 percentage points right now. The S&P is down. It's up about 0.2%. I think the Dow Jones hasn't quite updated yet, since that is not the futures market. The Russell up about 0.3 percentage points. VIX is down about 4 percentage points. Interesting. It could be an interesting day today. We have crypto going down about 1.7%, at least Bitcoin. Ethereum down about 2.8 percentage points. Very, very interesting. Gary, you look more Asian than usual. What? I mean, I guess ethnically I am from the Middle East, so. Oh well. A bit off topic. Yeah, I have a feeling that the lighting is, maybe it's a little too bright. Let me quickly fix that. Let's see if I can do that right here. Yeah, I don't think so. Yeah, these lights are incredibly bright. I'm very happy with them because I don't have to get my own lights in this office. Anyway, today is the last trading day of this week, and it seems like markets are just not willing to give up. You know, Nasdaq is still sitting around 16,000. We're not going below 16,000. Although the S&P is still sitting at 4,660. So a lot of strength in the markets so far. You can see that with the VIX going down. The 10-year yield going down about 2.5%. TLT is heading up slightly, although it seems like it might actually drop further. And remember, if TLT drops, it generally means 10 years starts to pull upwards. And yesterday the bond market was closed, so that wasn't really helpful. Markets are open. Oops, yeah, I was a little late. But yeah, the markets are now officially open. Let's see what's happening here. We're seeing Tesla heading up to 1,050, or heading down to 1,050. Rivian is sitting at 130. It's getting really nutty now. Look at that. Rivian just heading upwards. I'm actually wondering what's happening with DIDI. DIDI is down about 0.5%. Really, really interesting stuff. I'm just going to take a quick look at my own portfolio here. We will be going live extra long since I pretty much... oh my god, Rivian is still heading up 133. Look at that. It is skyrocketing. 133 on Rivian. Crazy stuff. Let's see. One second. Let me just quickly adjust some parts of my portfolio. Yeah, they're not allowing me to short Rivian for some odd reason. It's kind of weird. Oh well. I guess I'll have to live with that. That's so weird. That, like, literally turning off the short option on the CFDs. So yeah, I guess I'm gonna have to get out of that one for the meantime. Let's see, 134. It is still heading up. Look at that. Rivian is skyrocketing as we speak, up about 10 percentage points, while Lucid is going down about 1.6 percentage points. And Tesla is down about 1% here as well. Yeah, I don't know who and what is pushing this stock price higher, but it is going higher right now. Seems like there's no stopping Rivian at this point. One second. Go. Be right back. Give me 1 second. Wow, I mean, there's so much buying pressure here for Rivian. I don't know what the reason is necessarily, but like, this is crazy. Some crazy momentum. Let's see, Lucid is heading upwards from what I'm seeing. Let's see, what else is happening here? Yeah, DIDI's finally heading up. It's up about 2 percentage points, I see. Seems like we're seeing a lot more buying pressure now. For some reason, the chart is lagging. I don't know why. It's kind of strange. All right, so I had to quickly adjust some positions in my portfolio because obviously I was shorting Rivian. So I'm going to explain to you what happened for the past couple minutes. I was shorting Rivian, right? I was shorting Rivian in this range. This range, you know, I had some short positions. And so what I do is I don't put all my money down at once. I'm not shorting Rivian with like all my money. I'm adding more to my shorts over time. And so what happened here, essentially, the trading app that I use, they said that you're not allowed to short. So I'm like, well, that makes it very difficult for me to get the highest price. So I started to get out of some of my short positions that were here. Took a small loss on those as the stock was pulling down. Because if you can't add more to your short, it becomes kind of difficult to average up. What is happening with DIDI? DIDI's starting to come down. Here we go. Here we go again, right? It's going to pull back 10% out of nowhere. Like it usually does. Which is kind of hilarious if you think about it. So far, so good. Yeah, I mean, the MACD does seem like it might cross. But, you know, I've got some experience with DIDI. This stock is like, it can stay at these low levels for such a long time. I mean, you've seen what happened recently. Lucid is sitting at 44, down about 2%. Institutions are actually buying Tesla. I think they're selling Tesla. You can see right here it's going down 2.8 percentage points. So I highly doubt that they're buying Tesla right now. I think obviously some institutions are, but I think there's more selling pressure than buying pressure. Palantir is still sitting at 22.8. I mean, that is terrible. The 10-year is falling by about 2.3%. We're seeing Rivian slowly come down, finally. Which is interesting. Rivian is pulling back, sitting at around 126. There is a gap to be filled to 122. Did NIO hit 44? Oh, wow. Yeah, NIO's rallying. I mean, obviously, really, like, NIO is one of the more undervalued EV companies. If you compare it to, like, Rivian or Lucid or anything that's just popping upwards, I think NIO is just way cheaper. Although it's not completely vertically integrated. It's just, in my opinion, it's way ahead of the competition. GGPI is sitting at only about 11.2. I think this one is going to be quite interesting as Polestar is going to potentially merge with the SPAC GGPI. And I think this is way better than Lucid or Rivian or anything like that. Polestar is already delivering like 20,000 vehicles. They already delivered that. So I think you've got way more security with it. GGPI, once it's confirmed, right? We need to know, like, you know, is this deal going to go through completely? Or, oh, wow, look at that. DIDI is spiking upwards. That's what we're talking about. Let's go. That's pretty sweet. Yeah, meanwhile, yeah, Rivian is just, what can I say about that? Rivian is a rocket ship to the upside. 126.8. My question is, like, still, like, who the hell's buying Rivian at 127? There is something seriously going wrong when Rivian is just able to go to 135, or like, yeah, so 135, around 135. There's something going wrong in the markets. I don't know what, but like, something is massively wrong. With a company like this that has no deliveries, no real deliveries yet to actual customers, sitting at such a high valuation. DIDI is starting to skyrocket. Look at that. DIDI is heading upwards. Here we go. Here we go again. DIDI is up about 3%, which is quite sweet. Will it sustain this level? Who knows? There's a lot of buying pressure, though. MACD could cross. You can see that the MACD is crossing on the 30 minutes. This could be interesting. So as DIDI is heading up, Alibaba is pulling back about 2%. Tencent is pulling back. BYD is pulling back. Baidu is not going anywhere. So it's just DIDI heading up. And now we're seeing Tesla come down further. Look at that, Tesla down 3 percentage points. Yeah, I told you, like, this is not a price. This is not a price you want to be buying at. This is a price you want to be selling, or you're going short. This right here, that's a price where you want to start dollar cost averaging. Obviously, not financial advice. What do you think Lucid is going to do? Earnings are on Monday. I think the stock is going to fall a lot. That's what I think is going to happen. They're going to announce that they barely have earnings or revenues, and even if they have revenues, I mean, it's not going to be significant. I expect the price to drop severely, back to like 35. For next week and beyond, really. That's my expectation. Wow, look at that. Palantir just pulling back, back to back, right? Meanwhile, Snowflake is still rocking a market cap of 113 billion, which is kind of crazy. Facebook's still sitting at 330. Microsoft sitting at 330. Apple is sitting at 147, still trending down. It's about to get back to that trend line. Nvidia is sitting at 298. I think Nvidia is going to pull back a lot. Like, into earnings, just pull back a lot. Fill the gap to 260 at the least. DIDI is coming back down. And Rivian is still elevated. Oh my gosh, look at that. 127.5. Still maintaining that elevation. And it's heading upwards. It's not just elevated, it's just keeping up the pace. And we're still not allowed to short it on my app. So that's kind of weird. Meanwhile, Tesla's still pulling back, right? So as Tesla's pulling back, Rivian has been going up. Lucid is pulling back substantially here, down about 3.78%, which I think is going to be going down more and more. Yeah, there you go. Lucid down 4%. Rivian still sitting at 128. AI still sitting at 46.7, not really budging. Palantir not really budging, but Snowflake is skyrocketing for some reason. Yeah, it's these valuations just, they don't make any sense. Okay, look at this. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. 6 weeks in a row just green on Snowflake. It's kind of nutty. Meanwhile, DIDI is sitting at 9.16. What's happening with the growth stocks out there? Path going down 5%. That's rough. That is rough indeed. You got Robinhood going down, or going up 2.5%, which is, you know, it's all right. Snapchat up 1%. Twitter is going up 1%. I think both Snapchat and Twitter sitting relatively cheap. Shay going down again, back to back. Man, that's crazy. Just only red. It is not allowed to go up. It's kind of tough on the people that bought at like $35 or $40. One sec. Gara, will the MACD cross on the Nasdaq? I mean, the Nasdaq is going negative now, right? So, I mean, what the hell? The Nasdaq is negative, right? Yet we're still seeing Rivian go up. Like, what the hell? The Russell is still green, but that's about to go negative too. S&P negative, Nasdaq negative, and then Rivian still sitting at 128. How does that work? How does that compute? It doesn't. Which I think, let's see, might we see a pullback back to like 120? I mean, Lucid is already going down. You can see that right here. Lucid is pulling back along with Tesla. Yeah, we're seeing Rivian pull back a little now, just a tiny bit. Rivian is outside the Nasdaq. The thing, it doesn't matter. I don't think it matters, because you've got to think about it this way. It's a basket of stocks, whether it's outside or inside the Nasdaq. It's those type of stocks that pull back. And we're seeing Rivian not pull back, which, you know, it's probably because I think people cannot short the stock yet. That's one. People cannot buy puts on this yet. If we can see. So you can only buy the stock, really, and you can sell it, obviously, but you can't short it or anything like that. Elon is selling more today. I mean, he's not done yet, I think, right? Hey, Gara, please check your PayPal donation. Let me just quickly check 1 second. I don't know why I'm not receiving notifications anymore from PayPal, but that's kind of weird. We got a $10 donation from Komet Deng. Thank you very much. Komet Deng says, Gara, can you please look at BLZE? Thank you. Thank you for that. Let's take a look at BLZE. I have never heard of that, I think. Backblaze. Did it IPO recently? Yeah, it's a very small market cap. See, I mean, it's above a market cap of 500 million, so you know, it's fine. Yeah, what is there to really cover? Really, like, there's not a lot to cover. It's a small cap, kind of like a penny stock, really, but no, it's not a penny stock, but it's up 10%. $5 a month for unlimited space. They're growing, so that's something. I mean, that's what I like. Not that much revenue, though. So if we see the 10-year yield go up at all, then I expect this company to get wiped out, along with many others. Yeah, so there's not a lot of data right now on this company because it just recently IPO'd. This seems to be the resistance, around $22. 630 million, and their annual revenue was around 53 million. Electronic technology. I mean, it's an IPO. We've seen the IPO craze recently. We've seen what happened with Rivian. I wouldn't be surprised if it just rallies up further. So, yeah, I'm just going to say maybe get to like 24, 25 bucks. Just keep on going. It's not like they don't have earnings. And so far, it looks like the 10-year yield is going down short term. That's all I can say about it. Like short term, I think it's going to rally up further to 24, 25. Potentially, once it breaks this resistance. We're seeing crypto still selling off. Look at that. Bitcoin, Ethereum, Cardano, all of them selling off. Rivian is getting back up to 130. Rivian plans to sell 1 million cars. I mean, it's a plan. They're not there yet, right? So it's just a plan that they have. Who knows? Who knows what's going to happen, right? Who knows what might happen with Rivian in the next 10 years? Like, that's the thing. Yeah, the fear and greed index is still sitting at greed. We're seeing extreme greed still being the case, right? 2 weeks. Keep in mind, it's been 2 weeks of extreme greed. 2 whole weeks. DIDI is pulling back. That much we're seeing right here. And I think Baba is still very cheap. I am loving this dip. A 163 per share right now. I still think it's cheap, so I like that. Same for DIDI. I think DIDI could easily get back up to $12, $14 on the their app getting back online very soon. I think they have earnings in about 11 days from now, so the 23rd. Hopefully they're going to go through with it. We've been waiting for a long time for them to report earnings. So yeah, what else is happening here? There you go, Rivian back to 131. Unbelievable. It's unbelievable. This is absolutely unbelievable. I have no freaking words for this. 131.5. If there is a sign that the market is one freaking bubble right now, it is Rivian. It is freaking Rivian. You got to keep in mind, back when Tesla was a tiny company, they were valued at like 30, 40 billion dollars. They had 300,000 deliveries of EVs. This was like a couple years ago. Rivian has delivered a couple of pickup trucks to a couple of their employees, and it's valued more than $110 billion. Goes to show you how incredibly, what's the right word for this, right? What a frenzy this market is in right now. It's amazing. It's insane. Let's just go to Twitter for 1 second. Michael Burry is posting, and I think it's quite interesting to take a look at. He uploaded this 22 minutes ago, by the way. He says that the S&P 500's nominal PE ratio is 26, and the Shiller Cape is 39.23. Neither necessary nor sufficient, but S&P's PE was 18 before the 2008-2009's 58% crash, 20 before the 1929-1932's 80% crash, and 19 before the 1973 to 1975 48% crash. How? Earnings fell 91% in 2008-2009, 73% in 29-32. So essentially warning again, like, okay, you know, the PE ratios are not sitting, like, it's not sitting at 40 or 50 anymore. However, when earnings fall, suddenly the PE ratio gets out of whack. And that is when you can have these kind of pullbacks, huge pullbacks. And so he's kind of warning for like a potential headwind. He's been posting a lot recently. I hope it's still there. There you go. This is just 10 hours ago. This is Michael Burry, by the way. He called out the '08 crash, very famously done that, the dot-com bubble. And since I think last year, he's been calling out this market as a bubble as well. He shorted Tesla and lost money on that. And I think he got out of that position. But I think he's a very credible investor. And I think we should take what he says seriously. Although, obviously, it's just one opinion. But it's interesting, for sure. Here he says, more speculation than the 1920s, more overvaluation than the 1990s, more geopolitical and economic strife than the 1970s, players grabbing the barrel of Kyle Rittenhouse's rifle while SEC and Federal Reserve nod approvingly. Oh yeah, and then this was quite interesting too. American real wages adjusted for inflation are down. So people think that wages are going up, but if you take into account the inflation that we're seeing, wages are not really going up that much. They're actually down about a little bit. Seems to be the only truly meaningful thing that's down this manic year. Inflation is a massively regressive tax. Never forget it. Right, so that is incredibly interesting. You can see his background picture is, I think these are tulips, right? So you can see these are monkeys that are pointing at tulips and writing down how many tulips there are, referring to the tulip mania back in the golden age, I believe, where people were buying tulips and selling tulips for houses and that kind of stuff. It was a wild time. Anyway, let's get back to the charts. I thought it was interesting to take a look at. There we go. Rivian still sitting at like incredibly high levels. DIDI is mooning, somebody says. Oh, wow. Look at that. That's what we're talking about. Let's go. 9.35 on DIDI. I mean, I am loving it. That is amazing. That is just, I am speechless. It's up 4.3 percentage points, and it's still going up higher. Look at that, 4.4% right now. It's kind of nutty. I wouldn't be surprised if DIDI hits $10 today, right? Let's see. DIDI is still climbing. Look at that. It is up about 5 percentage points. Oh my. My, oh my. See, that is some good news. It's sitting at 9.4. Rivian's still sitting at 129. I don't know what to say about this still. It's so wild. Facebook is heading up. Microsoft is heading up. Check the report that just came out. Is there a report? Is that on DIDI or like... Let me check. You are boring. I'm switching to Ken and Grace. Oh, okay. You're free to leave. Seriously. If you don't want to be watching Lucid Trading, you shouldn't watch Lucid Trading. It's that simple, really. You don't even have to tell me. Like, if you prefer to watch something else, then go ahead. I'm not keeping you here. And that goes to everybody else, right? If you really want to watch something else, you don't have to tell me. Just switch to something else. It's that easy. Yeah, I'm a little bit puzzled with my Rivian position right now. It's really interesting. Sick. Is DIDI still heading up? Oh my gosh, look at that. That is amazing. Yeah, the real test is going to be this resistance right here for DIDI. If it goes above this resistance, then I think it's going to be fairly easy for it to just go all the way to like 9.8 to about $10. So yeah, this is a very bullish signal. Yeah, I'm a little silent because like I got surprised by my trading app. They're not allowing me to short Rivian, and I think Rivian is probably one of the better shorts out there. So I'm kind of saddened by that, at least a tiny bit. Like, why do they do that? That is so frustrating. But it's CFDs, right? So, hey, I mean, I can't even short like the shares, like the underlying. I'm using contracts, and they can decide whatever they want. They can basically stop you from shorting it as they see fit. And I would have loved to short Rivian at 134, 135. It's just they're not allowing it. Let's see. Remember, I told you about TGLS. You were right. It's over 30 now. TGLS? Technoglass? Oh, wow. That is awesome. Hell yeah. I think I covered this before. Yeah, I remember covering this, and I was really bullish on this. Although they have a very small market cap. You can see that right here. 1.5 billion. Super interesting. Yeah, Tesla's getting back up. Dollar is heading down a little bit. You can see that the 10-year yield is still falling, about 3.1%. What are my thoughts on Robinhood? I mean, at 35, it's a pretty attractive buying opportunity. Although you have to be very careful because their core business model could get demolished if payment for overflow gets banned. So you have to be careful with that. Look at that. UiPath is going down 7.5%, which is kind of nutty. I don't know why, though. Let me just see if I can find any news on this. UiPath Insider is trading $4.5 million in stock. Ooh, that might be it. That's the only thing I can find right now. It's about the only thing. Payment for order flow due to being banned in the EU, which is quite negative, right? For Robinhood. DIDI is now pulling back. Seems like that was it for today. It's generally what happens. You see a spike and then it plummets back down 10 percentage points. I think it's going to behave like that until earnings, until we get the news that their app is going to be back online. And when that happens, there's a high probability that we're going to see, in my opinion, much higher valuations on DIDI. I mean, how does this make any sense, right? DIDI is a company at a market cap of about 43 billion. They make about roughly $25 billion a year annualized. Yet then you have a Rivian, which is sitting at 110 billion, and they just delivered like 50 vehicles or something. See, that I just think that logic is, it just doesn't make any sense. So yeah, DIDI is still very cheap. I would say in comparison to many names out there, still very, very cheap. Gara, Apple underperformed the SPY by almost 14%. Really? Is that really the case? Any thoughts on Sheg or Shay? Yeah, I mean, it's still selling off, right? So that's all I can say about this. I mean, some people are buying. I think I assume it's retail. Retail traders are buying Sheg or Shay. But yeah, how much of this was it? 33,000 came in here. It's a lot of strength. And then it dumped right away. It's still downtrending. And it's sitting at a market cap of about 4.2 billion. They make revenues of about... It's quite a chunk of revenue, right? It's just their growth rate is going down. You can see how their revenue is just kind of going downwards here. 200 million, 198 million, 198 million, 171 million. And it just keeps on creeping downwards. Although for the next earnings, they're going to have around, I think, 190 million. But they, they have profits just a tiny bit. Obviously, the main reason that it's falling is because people are not enrolling. People are enrolling into a university, as in like they're going there physically, and so they're using this platform less. But like the overall numbers are still down. Like there are less people that are taking education. Look at that, DIDI's pulling back. Classical pullback on DIDI. Classic. I mean, what can I say? What else did I want to do here? Rivian is still pulling back upwards. Interesting. Huh. It's about to be at 130 again. And keep in mind, this is in terms of like how many days like this stock has been running. It's been running 2 days in a row, up about, you know, around 20 percentage points. But from the bottom, that's like a 40% gain. Lucid is sitting at 43.3. Oops. Rivian is getting back to 130. And Tesla sitting at 1,042, down 2%, still not really pulling back up. Weird markets. Markets want to pull back, but some sectors are just still ripping up higher. Namely the EV sector, right? What is happening to Palantir? Palantir, sitting at 22.7. I mean, I still consider Palantir one of the best buying opportunities, even right now, at 22.7. Like, if it were to just pull back down further, I would just consider dollar cost averaging on this. Right, so about $21 would be the real bottom. Considering how, like, Palantir is moving down when the market is green, it's moving down when the markets are down. It seems it's just going to keep selling further. I mean, we've got the 10-year going down, the dollar is going down. Why the hell's Palantir still pulling back? It's not like it's sitting at 27. It's sitting at 22.7. So it seems like its institutions are still getting out of this one. Probably after the earnings that we've seen recently. Yeah, Snowflake is now sitting at 380. What the hell's happening with Snowflake? Bro, that is... I don't think that's not healthy, that kind of movement. It just is not. Lucid is pulling back. Nice. Neo is also pulling back. Rivian. I guess Rivian is down 4% from all-time highs. DIDI is now pulling back. It's about 2.5%. Knowing this stock, what tends to happen with DIDI is it surges and then it pulls back instantly. So I think it's going to get back to 8.9 again. That would be interesting if that were to happen again. Which it looks like we're heading there now. It's just a matter of time now. Alibaba is pulling back up. Tencent, same story. BYD, not so much. Baidu is heading up. But I still believe there's enough strength in DIDI. And looking at this right now, right, with the MACD crossing, and the news that their app might be getting back online. I mean, it's sitting at a market cap. If I can look it up right now, DIDI is sitting at a market cap of 44 billion. That is not very high. That's just not a high market cap. I think it can surge upwards much further. And given that there's so much liquidity in the markets, I wouldn't be surprised if DIDI just surges upwards. It's kind of like, there needs to be more awareness of the fact that the app is going to get back online. I think most people don't know that. They don't know that yet. Rivian is sitting there. Yeah, I bet Elon is still selling his shares, which is why the stock is down 1.7%. I think that's the only reason. Alibaba gets record day single day sales and goes red the next day. This market will never make sense. Well, I mean, you have to consider this. Alibaba, their stock went up substantially recently. It was sitting at 138, right? 138. So it has gone up. It's not like it didn't go up. It's already starting to get priced in. Michael Burry has replied to Elon. Really? Let me check. Hold up. Has he really replied to Elon? That's nutty. That's weird. Let me see if I can... Oh, there we go. Let me just shift back to the Twitter feed real quick. Right, so Cassandra, Michael J. Burry, just 3 minutes ago, right? He replies to Elon, or he says something. No, Elon Musk, the true test is achieving that without massive government and electricity subsidies on the backs of taxpayers who do not own your cars. Right. So that's the thing is, yeah, that's like a given. Like that's the scenario right now. Like, governments are going to subsidize it because they want to get to a greener future with EVs and everything. I don't get what he means on the backs of taxpayers who don't own your cars. I think most taxpayers want a greener future, at least from what I've seen. Who don't own your cars. Yeah, that's true. I mean, they technically could buy the cars, and then they could buy the cars. Yeah, I don't get this. I don't know why he's doing this. This makes no sense. This makes no sense. He's going to get burnt by Elon. He's going to most likely get burnt by Elon very soon. DIDI is pulling back up. Rivian is heading downwards. Interesting. Very interesting tweet. I think Elon is probably going to reply, and in a very joking fashion, like he always tends to do. Am I still not allowed to short Rivian? Come on, man. Nope. This is so annoying. So annoying. Let's see. Lucid is sitting at 43.3. Neo is sitting at 42.7. Markets are still kind of flat. The 10-year down 2.5%. And what else is happening? How is Nvidia still sitting at $300? What the hell? That is so crazy. DIDI is pulling back upwards again. It's going to retest the resistance, I think. At least that's my initial thought. Yeah, maybe I should just take like a big loss on my Rivian position right now because I'm not allowed to short it. Should I do that? Or should I wait? I think I'm gonna wait. Get out of that until... I mean, it has to just pull back to like 125 or something. Just right there. Which I still think could be possible today. You can see how incredibly overbought the stock is by looking at the RSI on Rivian. So if this would come back here to neutral, I mean, the stock would be sitting more closely to 122, 123. Which, you know, I think it would still be green. It's just not as much. No, keep shorting. Yeah, I could. It's just the frustrating thing is that I don't have a large short position on Rivian. I have a small position shorting it, and I cannot add more. It makes it very frustrating. Like, I would love to short right now, for example, with like a couple $1,000, but I just can't add more. I guess that's like the disadvantage that you have as a European. No, wait. Actually, it's an advantage because you can use CFDs. But maybe it's just trading 2 and 2. You know, the platform that I'm using is not allowing it. At least not right now. How did you short it in the first place? Yeah, well, they did allow it previously. Like yesterday, they allowed it at the price of 124-ish. And now they don't. So they keep opening and closing it. Yeah, they keep opening it and closing it on trading 2 and 2. So sometimes they allow it, and sometimes they're like, nope, we're not going to allow you. I've had problems like this with many stocks, not just with Rivian. I've had it with DIDI as well. It's not just Rivian. It's strange. Speaking of DIDI, DIDI's heading up. Yeah, looks a little weak right now. Rivian sitting at a 128.5. And it's still heading higher, 129.2. Oh boy. Lucid is starting to pull back like very, very severely. Which is interesting to see. Is he gonna go below 43 or not? Oh, any moment. Seems like Rivian is coming down as well. Nasdaq is going down. S&P is heading down. The Russell is negative, so we should see some negative momentum on Lucid. I mean, we've seen some negative momentum right here. That's a percentage move to the downside. DIDI is maintaining 9.35. Baba is going under, still heading down. I think if Lucid goes down below 43, we could see like a bleeding out, as this is a short-term support. So if it, yeah, there you go. Oh boy, 42.9. It's coming down. Let's see what's happening with Rivian. Rivian is going down along with it, although not that much. Oh, let's see. Yeah, Lucid is now 4.6%. And it's heading down a little further now. Just a little further. Looks like it's bouncing up again. Rivian at 128. Coinbase is not even down that much. Dollar is heading down. TLT down. 10 years down. Interesting. Nasdaq heading up again. Same with the S&P heading up again. All right, I'll be right back. Give me 1 sec. Alright, I'm back. Took a short, tiny break. Alrighty. Let's see. What else is happening here? It looks like nobody wants to buy DIDI at like 9.25, which is interesting. Looks like that is going to pull back. You can see the MACD right there, about to cross to the downside. Looks kind of painful. Yeah, what can I say about that? Not a whole lot. Well, we'll see if that's going to happen. Let's check the 30 minutes. 30 minutes still relatively bullish. 1 hour looks like it might pull back. 4 hours still looking good. Why can't I view the weekly chart? Oh. Yeah, it looks like we're going to get a short-term pullback on DIDI. Long-term, it's still looking good, I have to say. Let's take a look at the 15 minutes. Yeah, I mean, usually this MACD level is where we see a pullback. So it's pulling back right now as we speak. What else is happening? Yeah, it's not really, it's just DIDI pulling back right now at this point. So far, so good. So far, so good. Rivian, oh sorry, Nvidia, sitting at $300, down about a percentage point. It is still looking bearish. Rivian does not want to go down. Lucid does not want to go down. And NIO is still sitting at a market cap of 69 billion, which is around the market cap of Lucid. And it's significantly lower than the market cap of Rivian. PALANTIR is now pulling back even further, down to around 22.5. Interesting. PALANTIR is bleeding out, man. That is tough. That is definitely tough. Uber sitting at 44. I think Uber is still cheap at 44. I mean, if Uber is cheap, then DIDI is cheap, right? They're kind of like the same sector, although DIDI is more dominant in China. One sec. Path is dumping 8 percentage points. Oh my gosh, that is crazy. That is nutty. That is really, really nutty. What the hell is happening with Path right now? Oh my god. That is just not fair. Let me quickly check if I can find something here on Path. No, it's just, I guess an insider is selling, and that's enough for the stock to just plummet. But yeah, remember, Path was sitting at 47, 48. It's sitting at 40. It's sitting at 52. That is not a bad price for Path. It's not bad at all. Let me turn on the gamma right there. What's happening with DKNG, DraftKings? Yeah, I was bearish on DraftKings, and DraftKings has been going down ever since. So, yeah. 16 billion market cap, They make zero money. Like, they're just burning tons of money. I mean, what can I say? It's a true growth company, and no wonder that they're getting wiped out right now. When yields are going up and you're burning almost everything you earn, and you're not even growing, in recent quarters, they're not growing. You can see that here, 322 million, 312, 297. Although their net losses are getting less, so I guess that's an improvement. But still, I mean, it's sitting at a valuation of 16.4 billion in the gambling industry. I mean, let's check the monthly chart. I mean, it's about to get neutral. Yeah, I mean, I have to say this is kind of a support zone. Earnings were bad. They were really bad because it's way below the estimate. So it could pull back below the support zone. Next support zone would be around, I mean, let's be honest. Let's see. Yeah, around 35. So I wouldn't be surprised if we get DraftKings a little lower than that. Although something like this could still happen and then just pulls back. I'm going to say it just kind of consolidates and then pulls back to 35. Tesla goes lower, Rivian goes higher. Yeah. It's kind of weird. What else is happening here? Oh, yeah, let's go. DIDI. Pulling back upwards. That's kind of sweet. That's kind of sweet. All right. I think I haven't said it before, but smash that like button. Let's get everybody back to the stream. Hit that like button right now. For every like we get, one trader is going to be green on their portfolio today, right before the weekend. Smash that like button. If everybody hits that like button and we hit 150 likes, we're going to do a Q&A, and I'll be answering all your questions. We'll do some technical analysis, fundamental analysis, and, well, I would say I'm going to be live extra long, so we might as well pump that like button. Smash it right now. And let me know in the live chat which stocks you'd like me to cover. I'll be taking a look at the chat. Let me just share the link. There we go. Let's pump it up. All right. And so I asked in the poll, what is your favorite EV company? We have 4 options: Rivian, Tesla, NIO, and Lucid. Tesla being number 1, then NIO, then Lucid, and then Rivian. It's exactly what I thought, actually. So people don't really like Rivian. Yeah, make sure you smash that like button. Let's go. We hit 100 likes just a couple seconds ago. Yeah, sorry. At the beginning of this live stream, I was flabbergasted by the fact that my trading app is literally not allowing me to short a company that I wanted to short really badly. So it kind of killed my mood for a couple minutes there. Oh well. Those kind of things happen, right? So, what kind of companies do we see here? Path, WDC, MU, Micron. Gara, what do you think of Savant, Cassava Sciences? Gara, check PFE and beyond. Will you ever be a financial advisor? I don't think so. I don't think I'll ever be a financial advisor. I don't know. Maybe. Who knows? I don't think so, though. Interesting question. How many years have you been trading? About 6 to 7 years. I think 7 years by now, though. What else do we have? Palantir. Yeah, Palantir. It's getting whacked. It's getting absolutely whacked right now. What else do we have here? VIX going down 5%. We're also down 0.5%. Nasdaq is down. Nasdaq is up 0.3%. You what, mate? And that's why Rivian is just soaring. I think Rivian could probably slash 50% of its market cap by Q1. I think by the first quarter of 2022, we could see the market cap of Rivian down by about 50%. Mainly because Q1 is the worst quarter for EV companies and just automobile companies in general. It's the cyclicality of things. Gary, you should use this as a teaching job and then set up your 503c fund via your LLC. I mean, the thing is, there are different kind of regulations in the Netherlands than, well, in comparison to in the US. It's a lot more stringent. You can't just set up a fund like it's nothing. It takes a very long time. You say you're providing for entertainment. Well, it's also educational, right? I think it's educational in some sense. I mean, I've got a lot of experience with just investing and trading, and I'm giving you my information from my experience, from my knowledge that I've, derived from several books that people find really knowledgeable. Although I have borrowed or allowed some people to borrow some of my books, and I still haven't gotten them back yet, so I might have to crack down on that very soon. Denmark taxes are high. You need to set up your corporation offshore. Yeah, it's the same in Western Europe. I think taxes are incredibly high here. Versus the US. Come on, man. DIDI is just kind of stuck in that range now. See. Tesla technical analysis, please. What did I say the other time? I think I said pull back to 1,000, get back to $1,100, and just keep going down. That's what's happening right now. So, hell yeah. No, I said this. I said we would drop to the support, pull back to 1,180, and then drop again to $1,000. Another push to the upside, consolidate, and then just keep dropping. This is what I said, I think, a couple days ago. If you don't trust me on this, we have the stream recorded so you can watch it on the channel. Or something like that. It actually happened, so I'm really, very glad about that. Right now, I think it looks like we're going to see... I mean, we'll have to check the weekly chart, really. Yeah, the weekly chart is not showing anything in particular. Yeah, Q4 deliveries is going to be end of December, right? You know what? I'm going to say that this area, this support range, is probably going to hold. We're going to trade in this range. If markets go bearish, then we're not going to see this hold, and we're going to go down. We're going to get back down to $800 to $900. This is if the market's correct until December. So I'm going to give you two scenarios. If markets are going to be bearish, it's not going to hold $1,000. However, if markets remain relatively bullish, then this is going to be the range where Tesla's trading in. This is going to be the absolute support. This is the top. And we're most likely just going to kind of consolidate, head upwards for the end of the month. What do we have for the end of the month? Didn't we have like Austin, Gigafactory Austin or Berlin or something? There was something. Was it the China deliveries? No. We don't really have a catalyst for Tesla. Let me check. I'm just going to quickly check Twitter. Is there a catalyst for Tesla short term? Because I don't think so. CEO stock sales done, says Gary Black. Austin and Berlin, November. Biden. Okay, so Austin and Berlin. Let's say that on that sentiment, we get back down to like 1,000 again, and then we kind of rally back up to around $1,100 again. I don't think we're going to revisit this zone just yet. We kind of go sideways, and then for the end of December, we have the Q4 deliveries, and so I think we're going to rally into Q4 deliveries if the markets are going to stay green the whole time. If that is not the case, we're going to be sitting around $1,000 or below that. So that's kind of my thoughts on Tesla right now. Then again, it's Elon Musk. Maybe he announces a stock split, or maybe he does something crazy like what he did with Hertz. You never know. You never know. So just keep that in mind. He has maybe he has a trump card up on his sleeve. So, but yeah, this is, I would say, base scenario. Kind of get back to $1,100 again by maybe not next week, but 2 weeks from now, and then rally back up to the all-time highs. I think that's the best case. And then it's just going to be down, right? So like you get something like this, and then just down, because most likely in Q1 we're going to see this hype is going to kind of wear off and dissipate, and I expect the stock to just slowly come down in January, February, and March. These are the most bearish months for the stock. You can see this historically speaking. Look at history, right? February all the way down 40%. Look at 2020 with COVID, right? It was even right before COVID, right? Right before COVID, it was already pulling back. And then you had another pullback right here. So that's 2020. 2019 was a bit of a different year because you can see this right here. They almost went bankrupt. This is January, February, March, down 25%. You can go back to 2018. There we go. January, February, March, April, 2017. You can see this February, March. Gosh, like it still rallied in January, but then it pulled back in February, March. So Q1 tends to be quite horrible for Tesla. It's a seasonal cyclical thing, and I think it's going to be the same old downturn that we're going to see. We got a donation from Jude J.R. Jacqueline. Thank you so much. It's a $5 donation. Jude says, "Sup, Gara, how are you doing?" I'm doing good. How are you? Can you check GRIL, Grill for long term? Sure thing. And we had another donation from Jude. Jude says, "Since you missed my first donation, GRRIL, Givo." Sure thing. I'll check them both. Grill, Muscle Maker. I'm so sorry, but I can't cover this. A way too small of a market cap, $23 million. I only cover stocks with a market cap of at least $500 million. That's what I promised myself to do because, yeah. Just for, security kind of reasons. Let's see, Givo. Yeah, I once covered a stock that had a market cap of 17 million, and after I covered that stock started rallying. Very, very sketchy. Let's see. You know, some people that are watching actually, you know, they actually do some interesting things. Gevo has a market cap of 1.5 billion. Yeah, so Gevo, you know, the MACD crossed already, and it's been going upwards for about 25%, 26%. Monthly chart is just super oversold. You can see it's uptrending, clearly uptrending, and it's not exactly going up in one straight line. It's a bumpy road. Earnings were bad, kind of bad, I'd say. You should pump stocks like other YouTubers. Nah, I don't do that. I would much rather preserve the integrity of the YouTube channel and the community than pump altcoins. I mean, it's getting so ridiculous. Like almost all the YouTubers are doing it right now. They're pumping up all these altcoins. Yeah, I think who was it? Like Tom Nash covered that whole topic. It's crazy. Yeah, I don't like the earnings that they had. They missed, and I don't know what to say about it. The only reason it's been going up is because the small caps have been going upwards. It's not like their earnings were fantastic or anything like that. Oh, look at that. The Nasdaq is pumping. What is happening right now? Nasdaq is pumping right now, and we are seeing Nvidia jumping. Let's do a little bit of an analysis on this bad boy. Yeah, it's kind of iffy. You got a resistance right there. You got a resistance right there. It's in between these price zones. I can't see much on the weekly. Yeah, I think because they had bad earnings, it's probably going to go down. Just go downwards, back to 6.6. Back to the trend line, retouch, touch that line. And then if and when small caps go up, it goes up from there. Kind of what we've seen with this right here. It went down after earnings, and then the small caps started moving upwards, and so it went up. So yeah, that's all I would say about this. Probably get back to 6.6 initially, because this is really bad. Reported is, I mean, that's a big negative surprise. 50% to the downside. So yeah. Facebook is pumping. Is Facebook lifting up the Nasdaq? I'm very bullish on Facebook, actually. So, very happy about that one. I'm incredibly bullish on Facebook. Whew. It is the last trading day of this week, right? So yeah, I thought maybe take it a little bit easier than usual. I bought this Snicker bar because I haven't had breakfast. Actually, not that healthy, but yeah. Today we actually have yesterday we had the holiday. It's a child's holiday, children holiday. It's called Sint Maarten in Dutch, where the children. It's kind of like Halloween, but like different. It's like the Dutch version of it, and children kind of like go on the streets and basically collect candy, the same way that you do that for Halloween, but they don't necessarily dress up as scary things, but more like how do you call it? They have this special lamp. I don't know what the name is in English though. Yeah, I thought I might want to eat something sweet. I'll be eating that probably in like 30 minutes or something. Yeah, the Dutch people know what I'm talking about here. What else is happening? Facebook is pumping. Snowflake is still pumping. Look at that. Snowflake is probably one of the better shorts in the market. Same for Rivian, but I just have no access to Rivian yet myself. I'm gonna check. Yeah, they still not allowing it. So frustrating. DIDI trying to head up again. Let me check. Yeah, I think so. Yeah, this is looking really bullish now with the MACD just shooting up. I hope it doesn't go up too much. I want to buy more down the road, actually. Maybe next week. Gara, you must speak a lot of languages. I can speak 3 languages fluently, and 1 language I can read in, and that's it. I don't think that's a lot of languages. I think most people have like 2 languages, right? 2 or 3. Usually it's like your native language and then English, or either you're like an immigrant, so then you have the language of the country that you're in, and then your ethnic language, and then also English. Oh boy, look at that, DIDI spiking. Yeah, I know how to speak Kurdish. I know how to speak, obviously, English and Dutch. I mean, I can understand a little bit of German, French, but I can read Arabic, actually. I just don't understand any of it. Americans only speak English. I mean, I think English is just about enough to get through in life. Fortunately for the Americans out there, it is the global language that people talk in. So I have something like 10 plus programming languages. Oh yeah, I can program in C#, C, C++, Java. Which language is gonna Python? I can program in, well, CSS. I mean, can you really count CSS? A little bit in JavaScript, not that much, not really. Which language? You know, you have Cobalt, I think. I don't think I can program in Cobalt. You had Ruby. Come on, DIDI. Let's get it going. 9.35. Remember, we've been covering DIDI ever since it was in like at 7 or something, right? It's still rising. 9.36. People are buying it. Rivian is heading down just slightly. Cascading style sheets. Yeah, it's not really a program. I don't really think it's a programming language. Why is DIDI going up suddenly? What the hell? Yeah, this is a bullish pattern, though, I have to say. It's kind of maybe going to retest. Could retest this resistance, although it has to head above 9.38. If that happens, then we're heading straight to 9.45. Let's see. Oh, there we go. Oh, 9.40. It's heading upwards. Institutions are buying in. Fortran, ADA. Wow. Yeah, those are really well. These are the old school languages, right? Programming languages. Yeah, I think programming is a lot of fun, but the problem is, 9.45. There we go. If it heads above 9.45, I mean, we're in for a run. It's gonna go up a lot. We're in for a home run. Okay, so it hit the resistance again, and it looks like it's pulling back. That's not a good thing. We're probably going to retest 9.35 then, I guess. Back to this level. Looks like it won't be pushing above that. Not just yet. Yeah, C++ and C, it's not the same. I think probably of all languages, I find it fairly difficult to program in C++. I think it's great to program in C#. A lot easier. And I'm not that, like... I haven't used Python a lot, that language, but I think that's probably the more comfortable language versus the other ones that I mentioned. I think I could just, if I had to pick one language, I would just be programming in Python. In Luxembourg, we speak French, German, English, and Luxembourgish. That's great. Do you dabble with inference engines? No. Wait, hold on. Let me just search it up. Maybe I do. I don't think so. Yeah, but a good friend of mine, he does. A very good friend of mine, he's working on the website right now. And yeah, he does do that. He works on all sorts of things, including this. He's working on lucidtrading.net right now, as we speak. He's programming the website, the back end. And, you know, the front end is also relevant, but it's mostly like back end security that is quite important. Lionel says, Gara, DIDI is restarting their app by the end of the year. That's pretty cool. That is pretty dope, I have to say. Yeah, I don't understand why DIDI stock is sitting so cheap then, if the app is going to get back online. You never name your friend. It's more out of privacy reasons. I think he prefers to not be... I am the face of Lucid Trading, and he is the brains. Nah, I'm kidding. I actually talked to him about this. He prefers to, like, you know, stay in the background. Which is understandable. He's more of an academic. I'm going to take a screenshot of this. I'm going to send it to him. See what he thinks about that. Oh, this is great. This is great. The man in the shadows. Oh no. It's gonna go down now. At least it seems like it will. Hopefully that's not the case, but... How can I take a screenshot of this? There we go. Yeah, it's probably going to pull back, like I said, 9.35. That's like short-term support, potentially, right around this trend line. Rivian is still sitting at 128.4. Damn. That's pretty wild. Gara, did you short Rivian? Opinion on its market cap? Yeah, I shorted Rivian at like 110 and 115 and 124. And I wanted to add more, but my my trading app doesn't allow me to short more. It doesn't allow anybody to short more, so it's making it kind of tough. Because the whole strategy for me was, at least, as Rivian goes higher, I add more shorts, and thus making my average a lot more competitive. And now I'm stuck with my shorts, and I can't add more. It's like, okay, I guess I'll have to wait until Rivian falls then. I think Rivian would be a nice buying opportunity somewhere between $40 and $60, but like anything above that is really just overvalued, because when rates go up, when the Fed is going to start tightening, that market cap is going to melt. It's just going to melt very fast. Let's see. Is it true that the market crash is going to happen? Probably not this year, and probably not the next 6 to 9 months at the least. Oh, here we go. DIDI is going to retest. Oh, wow. That's wild. Whew, it's showing strength. That is some strength right there. What is happening? 9.45? It is about to go above 9.45. That is nutty. Let's see. It is getting there. It is getting there indeed. Oh, wow. 9.45. If it breaks above that level, I mean, what is the next level? At that point, like, consider this. At that point, the next level is going to be around, I think it's going to fill the gap all the way to 9.8. Which would mean it runs another 4 percentage points on top of the 5.3% that we already have. But it has to break out. So we need to see some buying pressure here from the... I think it's probably retail right now, because the volume is just relatively tiny. This was, I think, maybe institutional buying. But yeah, we'll have to see. So far, so good. DIDI is still sitting at 9.4. Rivian still sitting at 128. Lucid is heading back up, 43.2. Meanwhile, Tesla's heading down. Nasdaq is really green right now. Look at that, up almost a percentage point. Russell is barely staying afloat. Interesting stuff. It seems like DIDI's just kind of frozen. Hopefully it's not going to pull back again. I mean, with the Nasdaq going up and everything. Is Facebook heading up? Yeah, Facebook heading up, sitting at 338.6. And what else do we have? Check the 1 minute. Oh boy. You see two massive volume spikes. I mean, here we had institutions buying, right? This is probably not retail. Oh no, it's gonna go above that right now. It's gonna any second. Oh boy. Yeah, I think it's more likely that it pulls back to the 9.38. Rivian is pulling back. Look at that. Rivian is heading down. And Lucid is... Oh, sorry, DIDI is sitting at 9.44, pulling back lower after hitting resistance again. And why is that? No, well, they hit the resistance, so I guess that's why. Uh, 9.42. Come on, Twitter, do something. What's happening with Twitter? Twitter's sitting at 52. What is going to happen with Twitter? Yeah, I said it could be pulling back lower. To about $50. I think we're getting there. Yeah, so I think Twitter could definitely get back to like 50. I mean, that was a bad earnings report in some sense. Yeah, I think we're going to get this descending triangle kind of pattern. Right? All the way up. And then if they have good earnings next time, maybe it goes above that pattern. But usually what tends to happen, it returns to the upside, and then it pulls back even further. At least from what I've seen. Rivian is heading down. There you go. There you go. 126.96. And look at that. It's heading down even lower now. Just interesting. I bought some PALANTIR at 22.47, I believe. Which is not bad, I think. And looking at what is happening here. Snowflake sitting at 380. AI still sitting at 46.2. I am telling you, like, AI is going to have awesome earnings coming up. It's going to be amazing. I cannot wait. It's in about, I think, 18 days, 19 days. When they report earnings, the stock is going to fly. There's no way around it at this point. They're going to have a 38% growth rate again, finally. Higher growth rate. We've been waiting for that for the longest time. Somebody's asking about PayPal. Yes, I think PayPal is a good buying opportunity. It's well, you can see this right here. Look how the RSI is oversold on the weekly chart. Notice how that was, historically speaking, let me just delete this, hold up. Historically speaking, we're getting the lowest RSI we've ever seen on PayPal. Yeah, both companies start with the letter P. So look at that. PayPal, I mean, I think it's great. I think it's great at this price. I would love it at like 170 or 180. But this is what we're getting right now. This is a nice correction, a 35% correction. I think PayPal is poised to go higher very soon. I would say I would not aggressively buy the stock. I would dollar cost average into PayPal, personally. That's it, right? It could fill the gap back up to 230. I do think we're going to get back to 240, 250, but that's going to take several months, several weeks, or maybe several months. Yeah, this is a bargain. Although I would much rather want to buy some more at like 170 or 180 if it gets there. That's another, I think that would be another 10% to the downside, so yeah. But yeah, I think I consider $200 to be a modest price to get PayPal at. It's not bad. Doyu looking nice. I think I had Doyu for a while. Yeah, I was bullish on Doyu, and it went up. It's just, you know, with what's happening in China. Yeah. I mean, they have a lot of revenue. It's just because it's a Chinese company. It's getting wiped. Game-centric live streaming platform in China. Yeah. There you go. Tesla's pulling back still, sitting at 1032 or 1032. Rivian sitting at 127.5 still. Lucid is heading back up now. What else is happening? Palantir is still sitting at 22.4, which I still believe is a great price for a great company. I mean, since its inception, since a year and about 2 months ago, it's up 123% since the DPO, which is still pretty amazing, right? It's not bad. Although right after that big move, it's just gone nowhere. It's just gone sideways. How about Disney? Oh yeah, I recently got a Disney Plus subscription because they're doing this special deal where like you can get like the first month is like $2 or something, and then after that you pay like $10 or something like that. So I'm trying it out, see how that is. I have a little brother. He certainly is enjoying that Disney Plus, and it's also since I thought Disney's having a tough time. Let me get that subscription. Yeah, the stock is falling significantly right after their earnings. I think they missed earnings by about $300 million-ish. And DIDI just broke 9.45? What? No way. It's going above 9.45? That is crazy. We're going above the resistances. It broke above 9.48. That is news. That is big news. It is looking like it's already starting to pull back downwards, though. $9.46. Yeah, it broke through the resistance. It could go to $10 now, theoretically speaking. It could just keep going up. Because keep in mind, that's been the resistance for the longest time, and we're above it now. Historically, it filled the gap to the upside after we reached above that resistance. 9.48. There you go. This is amazing. 9.49. Good stuff. 9.49, 9.5. Come on, let's go. Let's get above 9.5. This is crazy stuff. Yeah, that was the last real resistance that we had, 9.5 previously. You can see that right there. Is it going to go above 9.5? Will people buy in for when their app gets back online? That's the real question. Yes, please. Everybody subscribe to Disney Plus. Yeah. I don't know about that. Oh, there we go. No. That's a lot of selling, actually. I think that's a good 0.5% right there. That's kind of disappointing. So yeah, it seems like not quite enough to get above 9.5. What is going to be the next correction catalyst? The debt ceiling, right? The debt ceiling is still a big problem, and we also have a problem with inflation. Obviously, we're gonna have to track inflation. We have to see what happens with the tapering. With the Fed maybe increasing rates in January. What else? The Evergrande situation in China. With the real estate market. Yeah, I don't know. This doesn't look good anymore. It seems like it just wouldn't pass through 9.5. Yeah, this is a spinning top. Yeah. This is like an intermediary top. It very well could be. I mean, we're overbought now on the 15 minutes. But it looks like it's still heading higher, 9.47. 30 minutes is not overbought yet, 9.48. Maybe there's a little bit of room. And what happened prior? We had a MACD cross. That's what happened. We're hitting 9.49 again. What happens? Are we going above 9.5? Come on. Push, push, push. Could very well be. Oh, PALANTIR still heading down. That is painful. $9.49. Oh, there we go. 9.53. That's a big leap. Although it's cooling off almost instantly. 9.52. Up about 6.2 percentage points. Okay, now we're above like all the resistances, I think. Oh no, okay, so 9.55 has been a price where it dropped in the past as well. And if you take a look at this, looks like, yeah, 9.6 hasn't been really a level. Okay, we're not there yet. Should have looked at all the other price ranges. 9.6, we have a lot of pullbacks around 9.6. Interesting. Still sitting at 9.52. Yeah, I think if we break above 9.6, that would be a more relevant move actually, because that's been like, you can see how often that 9.6 has acted as resistance. Although right here it wasn't exactly at 9.6, it was sitting at 9.55, and look at this, we're now sitting at 9.55 again, or at least right there. Does it reject? That's the big question. 9.55. Oh boy. Oh no. Is it going to reject, or is it going to pass through? Because 9.6 is a really, really strong resistance. You can see how often we've pulled back from this. You can see right there. Right here, right there, right here. We have uses at support as well, right? 9.6 has been a support. Maybe right here. I think that makes sense. So, you know, fair bit of time in history. 9.56, we're heading above. This is crazy. Okay, this is getting nutty. What the hell's happening? Oh wow. It just keeps on heading upwards. 9.57. $9.59. And this is prior to the weekend as well. Okay, so we're now at that resistance of, like I said before, $9.6. Oh boy. Yeah, we broke through this ascending triangle. DIDI sitting 9.6. It's going above 9.6 right now. Crazy. It's absolutely nutty. Still heading up. 9.62. Oh wow. I'm so happy because I've been waiting for this for such a long time. Like, it's been 4 months now. And I bought it at $7 and $8, and it's finally heading up. Oh, 9.56. It's pulling back now. $9.56. 9.57. I wouldn't be surprised if it now pulls back because we've hit a strong resistance. We did break through it, but let's see how the markets are doing. I mean, markets are still very much green. You can see Rivian, Lucid, all of these are still intact. Yeah, let's remove this ascending wedge. Now, you know what? Let's just let it be. It's fair. One sec. Right, so the average price I got DIDI at is around 7.5. So let's just take a look at how much of a gain I've had so far. At least the theoretical gain of about, 27%. It's not bad. I'll take it. Could be much higher, but let's say DIDI gets up to like back to 14. That would be like a doubling, pretty much. All right, DIDI sitting at 9.5. Interesting. Rivian sitting at 128.5. Lucid is sitting at 43. Tesla is pulling back, sitting at 1,028, but still heading lower. And you have... Wow, that is incredible. You'd expect markets to pull back when you have like 10% annualized inflation. It's been relatively mild. Like nothing really happened. La, la, la. 9.53 on DIDI. Oh, oops. Why would markets pull back on inflation? Because earnings are going to be affected drastically in a negative manner in the coming quarters. So you can think about it this way. When labor costs are going up, when the costs of materials are going up, rental costs, energy costs, contracts are going to go up in price. Essentially, profits are going to go down. Earnings are going to go down. Well, the revenue's going to be fine. It's just your profit margin is going to go down substantially, at least for most companies out there. And so it's not about this quarter. It's more about like what is going to happen next quarter and the quarter after that, because this is going to translate into several quarters where like these companies will report less in profit margin, and that could be very negative. Very negative indeed. Yeah. Anyway, I think we've been live streaming enough. I streamed a little bit extra actually, which is fine by me. I think it's pretty great. We streamed about 2 hours and a half, roughly speaking, and I think we're good for now. Make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel, hit that notification bell, and check out the social medias. We've got Twitter, Instagram, Discord community. Links are down below in the description. We also have a Patreon, but we'll get that into a second. We are streaming every single day from Monday until Friday, 8:45 a.m. to 10:30 a.m. for market open, and 3 p.m. to 4 p.m. for market close. Keep that in mind. It's Eastern time. But yeah, that's our schedule for now. And once again, make sure you check out the Patreon. You can get many benefits on Patreon. They're listed right here. A lot of people have said that they benefited from it, so check it out. Patreon.com/Lucid Trading. This is how it looks like. You can choose from several tiers. You can get a 15% annual discount if you'd like to join for the long term. Patreon.com/Lucid Trading. This weekend is going to be wild, by the way, for the Patreon, because I'm going to upload things in bulk, as in a boatload of things. So it's going to get crazy. Hold up. It's going to get cray-cray. So, yeah. All right, thank you so much for watching. Have a good day. Have a great weekend. I'll see you soon.